The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Chopping up Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing? Shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King the Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, head goes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Chopping up Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing? Shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King the Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, head goes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What is up, YouTube? I look just like damn Osama bin Laden with that beard. It looked like somebody pulled me out of a cave in Afghanistan. It's almost time to change up the video for the intro. I don't look so crazy and homeless. Now, anyway, we are talking Jack and Lily Sullivan today. JANIE, that's how you say it, JANIE. JANIE got some brand new interview, and of course, she is telling more lies. Okay, now listen, I know what PJ's going to say, Dolly. Be nice to this little older woman, okay? She's the same age as you. You got to treat these people with extra kindness and be really sensitive to their bingo dobbers, okay? Listen, I get it. I'm going to try my best. But I'm going to tell you now, I believe this woman is full of shit, okay? Full of shit. And that's as nice as I can be about it, all right? That's as nice as I can be about it. Because, listen, we got 2 missing kids with no answers. And we got a whole lot of people telling a whole lot of lies. And there's one thing we ain't got is time for that BS, right? There should be no lies in the case of a missing kid. So now you know how they said that Malaya was at the street and dropped off the kids. That ain't the case. Malaya wasn't nowhere near the street, according to this interview. The street way behind her. So there's been so many lies told from Daniel, from Durwood, from JANIE to Malaya, probably Malaya's mama, Malaya's half sister's cousin's best friend's sister's cousin, right? All these damn people are lying to us to cover up the disappearance of these children. Shame on them. But first, of course, leave your DNA all over the like button, or I'm sending you to live with Daniel and JANIE, okay? I'll send you right to live in that dirty ass trailer if you don't like this video, okay? I'll make you stay in the chicken coop. Also, if you're brand new and ain't subbed up yet, make sure you sub up, ring the bell for notifications. We're like 120 people away from hitting 71,000, okay? That's a lot of zeros, okay? That's more zeros than I can probably even count. 1, 2, 3. Connie, good morning to you, and thank you for jumping on the Dolly train. You see it riding off the rails already, okay? Going off the rails already. And it might just get a little bit worse. It might get a little bit worse. So we're going to take a look at this new interview from Janie where she discusses the kids. And listen, every time y'all hear a lie, I want you to put a red flag in the chat or a red stop sign. Anytime you hear what you believe to be a lie, okay? We're going to play a little interactive game. You hear a lie, you put a stop sign or a red flag or the number 1, okay? Whatever's easiest for you on your computer or your phone. Every time you hear a lie in this interview that we're about to watch, okay? Because I was watching going,
Just a number, but
Ric Flair just popped up on my phone. Okay. Damn. It's possessed by Ric Flair. Woo! Okay. I don't know what that was about. Okay. Florida girl put a red flag stop sign in already. She ain't even started yet. Okay. Give me a second. Let me share the video. Say that bitch just lying. I know. I don't have to wait. Okay. All right. Let's share this video with you. Entire screen right here. Make sure you have sound. All right, let's do it.
This is the patio.
This is the patio door
that Jack and Lily would have.
that Jack and Lily came out of.
I heard it.
So it's the morning of May 2nd. Take me through what happened.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock.
Already?
I get up, come over here, fed my chickens. My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said, no. I said, I'm staying home. I said, I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking and the kids were out in the yard. Now, you can see there's 2 swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are. This is where they always played.
And so that's where.
That's where I heard them. And I can hear everything in that trailer. If 2 kids get out of a fence, and Jack and Lily are all the time yelling, especially Lily, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go, Jackie. It's all I hear out here. When the kids get out of the fence and come out through here, I would have heard them yelling, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go. I didn't hear anything. The next.
Okay, but what happened to him then? What happened to him, Janie? Right, you heard him outside, and then you didn't hear him. You didn't think to check?
Thing I heard is I heard Daniel yelling. He was yelling for Jack and Lily. I didn't get up because I thought he was yelling for Jack and Lily in the house. So the next thing you know, I came out of the trailer after I heard Daniel, about, I'd say 10 minutes after I heard him, I come out of the trailer. I opened up the door, was standing here. Malaya was standing right here.
Okay. You see where she's standing? All them lies we heard about Malaya being at the street. Malaya was at the street. We seen Malaya hand off the babies. He must have put them in a car. Okay, look how damn far she is from the street. Okay? There's their lies right there. Look, Janie, they can't keep the same story to save their damn lives. Why is everybody telling a different story? That's nowhere near the damn street, right? That is a block away from the street. That would have put Malaya nowhere near the street. All this, she had Meadow on her hip and then put the kids in somebody's car, and she's looking suspicious by the road. She's nowhere near the road. She ain't even past the trailer. Okay, she's still in the backyard technically. Look at the house behind her. The trailer's right there to her right. She ain't even past the trailer, even close to the street. These are a bunch of lying ass people. Lock all of them up. Get Janie too. Put her ass in a paddy wagon. I can't be nice. This lady is full of shit. All of them. And they're pushing the same narrative to protect herself. And why does she sound so angry and mean? Like a mean ass old lady.
With Meadow on her hip. And I come out and I said, "What's up?" She said, "Jack and Lily are missing." I said, "How long?" She said, "About 20 minutes.
What happened to she was looking suspicious, right? She acted like she got caught doing something. How come every time they get online and tell a story and then they get to the media and tell a story, it's a different story? Why is there so many different stories in a missing kid case, right? Why is there so many different? There should be one story. You know what story that is? The truth. It should be the truth.
I closed the door, got my boots on, came out here, ran up in the woods. Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches, and that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically.
You can see and hear them. It leads me to believe that these kids, when they were outside, nobody ever watched them. These kids were running off and making that fort by themselves. These kids were playing in the backyard by themselves, and something bad has happened. And now it's, yeah, we're hover parents and we never let them go outside by themselves. I don't believe it. I bet these kids were outside every day by themselves.
Carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes. I did this whole area. There's an old road up back. When I got up to the end, to the top of the hill, I met Daniel. And I said to him, I said, "Did you find them?" He said, "No." He said, "You coming with me?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to search this area." Because when she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That was my first instinct. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of the dirt road, came back down here and came back down the side of the road, come back down here and came back up the same spot. I went back into the house. By the time the cops were here, I don't know exactly what time, I didn't take my phone. The cops were here. There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have got up, this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
We've heard a lot about the patio door.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's.
They look like they cleaned up some since it first happened, too. Has anybody noticed that? The yard looks a lot cleaner than it did. The fence, the old fence is gone. The new fence is completely intact. Her fence has been painted. She's put some flowers out. She has a little sitting area. You notice that it looks a lot different now than it did when this first occurred. Anybody else notice that? It don't look as bad. It don't look like her trailer still looks like Breaking Bad. Don't get me wrong. Most definitely, Dolly, yes. But her trailer still looks bad, but now it has the skirting on it. The fence has been painted. They've done a lot of. I guess if your shit is ugly, you don't really want to do interviews. You don't want people filming your stuff. And if you were going to be on TV, you want things to look a little presentable, I guess. So, I guess cleaning up would be the normal. They needed to clean up anyway, but it shouldn't have had to be a situation where the kids go missing for these people to clean up.
Let's go see that.
Sure.
So this is the patio.
This is the patio door
that Jack and Lily would have.
that Jack and Lily came out of.
I heard it.
And so tell us why we've heard about the patio door.
Because everybody's saying on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok that the patio door makes a noise, and why they didn't hear the door open. The bedroom is back there. Okay.
I mean, it's not super loud. Like, it ain't screaming at you. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it ain't like deathly silent. It's louder than your patio door. I mean, it makes noise, but look, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. The door is not very loud. Okay. All right. We'll give them that. We'll give you the door. All right. They can have the door. We give you one. Okay. We give you one. We'll give them two. All right. We'll give you two of anything you choose. Okay. But it still don't explain the 100 lies they told. Right. It still don't explain how all these people are home and awake, but none of them know where the kids are at. Okay. It don't explain none of their odd ass behavior. It don't explain none of that. Well, I'll give them the door. All right. And I want you to give them the door. All right. The door's okay. The door's quiet. It's still explain the rest of this shit to me. And what the hell do they got built right here? What is that? Like, what are they doing right here? Like, I built a lot of Jimmy rig stuff, right? Literally. What the hell is that? I don't get what the hell they got going on right there. Are they trying to build an outdoor window? What are they doing?
That bar window.
The
there.
last window is the bedroom.
And so they
So you ain't giving them nothing.
This door.
They would have come out this
that
door.
morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes.
And that's when you heard them.
That's when I heard them. Right here in this area here. I plan on putting a pool up this year for the kids. You need level ground for a pool. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up a pool.
Okay, that right there. If that don't, everybody throw your red stops. Yeah, everybody threw that up. I was out in the middle of the night with what some people say is a shovel. She says a rake, leveling out the ground. But they didn't clean the yard until they did an interview. Okay. The yard was trashy as hell. Ovens and microwaves and every other thing you could think about was in the yard. But you worried about putting up a pool. Usually you clean the yard first and then put up the pool. I mean, that's the way I did it. Let me go out here and clean everything up, rake everything up, make sure the ground is level. And then I still had to bring somebody in because I didn't have a laser level. And the guy that installed my pool, he had a laser level. I couldn't get it perfect. I didn't want to mess it up. So I had a dude that had all the right tools. And that laser he had was like $1,000 laser. So, but my pool was level. Yeah.
And this is the Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, all the investigators, search and rescue and everything. Right around here was where they found the only footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot print was found. In the mud where I was raking.
I thought there was two boot prints.
There was supposed to be a footprint found away up on the pipeline.
Listen to how defensive she sounds. Like, she sounds like she's guilty of robbing a damn bank, right? She watched the Tiki Live and got the pool idea. Okay. Do you see how defensive she sounds? She sounds like super defensive. All right. Who's this person talking crazy? All right. Time to get out, right? Bam. Report that.
Malaya sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the footprint was here. The only one that they can confirm that was Lily and Jack's was right here.
So it was child size.
Yes. A man, one of the investigators came in here and was measuring it all. Mm-hmm. I'm not here to lie. The reason why I wanted you guys to come here and do the interview here is to show you exactly where everything took place. Mm-hmm. And to show people that this is what happened. all the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property. This place has been searched thoroughly. The well has been checked, the septic tank, all the barns were searched. My RV was searched 3 times.
Oh my God, what a hassle, lady.
The trailer was searched. This whole place was searched. If they want to come back and search again, they're more than welcome.
You've talked about drones flying over your property. You've
Yes.
talked about cars driving down the road and
Yes.
slowing down. What's that been like?
I'm scared to go out sometimes in my own property. I mostly stay around back here. And if I do go out front for anything, I usually have my head down because I don't want people to see who I am.
There's somebody talking in the background of this. Are they doing multiple interviews at the same time?
That is me myself. It's not because I'm hiding from anybody. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like my picture taken. I'm just a quiet person that just wants to be left alone, and I mind my own business.
Whoa, me.
I'm just a hermit.
Do you feel as if the finger has been pointed towards you and Daniel?
Yes, I do.
His shirt say, just done it. Okay, that's what it should say. Instead of just do it, just done it is what his hoodie should say. Just done it. Guilty, guilty, guilty. We need to add an N and an E to that. Just done it. These people are pushing a narrative, playing victim. Listen, the victims are Jack and Lily, okay, with his just done it shirt on.
Do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
Do you think your son had any?
Okay, I take it back. The dog couldn't have ate the kids. Did you see the dog? Did you see the dog? Okay, that's one thing we were wrong about. We were wrong about the dog. The dog's a little nice, little cuddly, huggy, little mutt dog. Okay, he looks like Benji, just a different color. He didn't eat no kids. We can't blame old Fluffy, the dog. Okay, we know the dog didn't do it now. The dog is cute. Yeah, he's a little cute dog. Everybody said it was a wolf. That's far from a wolf. Okay, that's a long ass way from a wolf, right? That's a little tiny ass little Benji dog. Oh, he's so cute. The only cute thing on the property.
Thing to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily?
No, I don't believe Daniel had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Our heart don't lie.
I blame Chloe for this. Okay, Chloe probably moved to Canada. They probably rehomed Chloe to Canada, and Chloe's probably responsible.
And my heart is telling me that my kid did not have nothing to do with this, and I had nothing to do with this. You know, if something bad happens, you get like your heart drops. Mine hasn't dropped. Deep down in my heart, I do believe Jack and Lily are alive. It's not because of what people are saying. It's my heart tells me that they are alive.
Okay, there you have it. It's not what people are saying, but it's her heart that tells her these kids are alive. Okay, so we can no longer blame it on Sparky. Her dogs didn't eat the babies. Okay, you can look at him and tell he looks like he's pretty damn friendly. He looked, a happy-go-lucky little mangy ass rat dog. Okay. His face says something else. Listen, my thing is this: why are you so angry and defensive? Listen, if I ain't do nothing wrong, I'm not gonna be defensive, and I'm not gonna be really angry. Okay. Darren was there. He called Kent on Sonny's Live and said he was there. Oh, during the interview? Okay, well, that's understandable that he was there. I mean, he does say he talks to Janie, and he damn sure talks to Daniel. Helena, thank you. Thank you. I think my UPS package is here. Hold on, guys. I'm going to kick back in this interview for a second so you got something to watch, and I'll be right back with you.
Janie couldn't even put a bra
Jack and
on
Lily
for
would have.
a
That Jack and Lily
She only
came out of.
cried when it came to defending Daniel.
So it's the morning of May 2nd. Take me through what happened.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock, I get up, come over here, fed my chickens. My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said, no. I said, I'm staying home. I said, I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking and the kids were out in the yard. Now, you can see there's 2 swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are. This is where they always played.
And so that's where
I heard them. And I can hear everything in that trailer. If 2 kids get out of a fence.
Okay. We know she can hear everything in that trailer. So we know nobody else pulled up because you see they have like a dirt gravel type driveway. And for the most part, when I don't have headphones on, okay, let me thank these super chats real quick. Helena, thank you. Thank you so much. Lisa says, Janie couldn't even put a bra on for TV interview. She only cried when it came to defending Daniel. You know, it's crazy because we see a lot of these people, they never cry for the victims. They always cry for themselves, Lisa. And thank you, Helena. Thank you, Lisa, for the super chats. And if anybody donates to the Give, Send, Go, which is the link that's posted at the top of the chat for my trip to Florida to cover the Maddie Soto case, make sure you throw stop signs in the chat. That way I can pull it up, read your comment. Thank you personally, because it don't pop up like a super chat. So I don't know when you donate. So if you donate to that link, which will help me cover the Maddie Soto case, it's the difference between me staying in a crack hotel and me not staying in a crack hotel. And if I had my choice, I wouldn't stay in a crack hotel. But I'm going to do what I got to do to cover this case and bring y'all the best YouTube entertainment I possibly can. So just make sure you throw a stop sign or something in the chat. Get my attention, mods, if somebody does donate to that, so I can thank them on the a personal level. All right. Now let me catch up with the chat. Why is their donation channel is $3 million? What do you mean? Who has a $3 million donation thing going? Do they? Do they got a super thing going for their do they have a GoFundMe or something for Jack and Lily now? Now, I'm not talking about the one that was for bringing awareness where they were trying to get wristbands and flyers. But do they have like a big one set for Jack and Lily? Rest in heaven, Maddie Soto. Because I haven't seen it if there is. Yes, they do, Sage. Sage, send that to my Facebook. Let's pull that up real quick. Vincent, thank you so much. Or send it to my email, one or the other, and let me know. I want to see what they're trying to raise. $3 million. Are y'all kidding? Oh my God. Lock these non-caring ass parents up. $3 million. Have they lost their mind? Have they lost their damn whole living minds? I wouldn't give them $3. I wouldn't give this family $3. All right, let me give my warnings. I forgot to give my warnings. Okay. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, mixed with some comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. Completely satire. Just my opinion, people. The callers' opinions are theirs and theirs alone today, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. All these people we're talking about today are innocent until proven guilty of a crime. And the biggest one of them all, and I mean the biggest one, don't try to be Dolly at home, okay? So if they have a GoFundMe for $3 million, I am done. I mean, I am done. Like, I won't be able to believe that. Did you get the link sent to you, Dolly? I'm about to look. I mean, I got my people on top of it now. Give me a second. $3 million. Never seen anything for $3 million. Okay. That's what my producer's saying. I seen the GoFundMe for the one that was they had a $20,000 goal and they've raised $384 Canadian. Okay. Which is reasonable. And this is to bring awareness to Jack and Lily. There is one out there for that. And this is so they can buy flyers and bracelets and stuff like that to spread awareness. And I hear that was set up on the request of Belinda Gray, is what I hear, right? You know, we're always a little sketchy about, donating to missing kids because we don't know exactly where it goes. And we don't want to be donating to criminals, right? Like the people that did something to a child. So it's always a little sketchy when people put out these GoFundMes, and then there's still a prime suspect in the disappearance of a kid. And now the kid's gone and they're raising money from it. I'll get Daniel some. And here's the thing. What's with all these people wanting to talk in private? Right? Because there was a bunch of stuff posted in my Facebook group, Jack and Lily Sullivan missing tips and clues is the Facebook group that I set up. It's right now close to about 4,000 members. So if you ain't joined that group yet, join up. But people posted in there last night conversations that Daniel's having with, other YouTube creators, these people that are raising money. And it just seems sketchy, right? It just seems really sketchy that they're being so secretive and sneaky and so just hateful-ish, right? And so for the spies that keep spying and keep leaking that stuff, thank you from Dolly. If nobody else has thanked you, right? Dolly thanks you for being a good spy, right? Because transparency is what we need in these cases. There shouldn't be nothing secret. If you can say this in a group of 3 people or 10 people, you can say this to the masses that want to know where these kids are, right? Where you sit behind private chats and shit talk, not a good look. Not a good look, Daniel. Not a good look for you. We want full transparency in missing kid cases. And when you don't supply that or you try to hinder that, anybody, it is not a good look for you, right? Treat complete transparency.
Trying to donate to travel fund, but it keeps saying error. Confused face emoji. Thoughtful face emoji.
I don't understand why it would say error. To be honest with you, I have no clue. Just came in. What's the new update? The new update is JANIE is full of shit. Okay. Aerosmith is going to have to change their lyrics to JANIE's full of shit. Okay. Apparently she ain't got a gun and she got some nice little dog. I like her dog. When they go to prison, I will take the dog. Okay. That's the new update. If she goes to prison, Dolly will adopt the dog. He looks like a good companion dog. That's about it. All right. The rest of it is the same BS, just a different day. These people lying, these people chatting in their little private Facebook groups. Don't hold information. Don't hide the truth. And don't help them hide the truth. Other creators and people out here or Facebook group members or whatever the hell you call the people that run Facebook, moderators, right? Y'all stop. Y'all stop trying to hide shit. You see, you can't do it. Somebody's always spying, right? Somebody's always spying. Somebody's always recording everything because when they turn on you, they need that to blackmail you with. That's why I tell you, everybody on the internet, snakes, can't trust no damn body. So they got spies in their camp. And you know what that creates? Inner fighting. Because then this person's going to be like, well, this is the person that leaked it. No, they're the person that leaked it. And then all these people turn on each other and they eat each other like wild animals, right? And we get to sit back and laugh and be like, "Ah, Dolly told you so." I know what's going to happen when you start doing this shit in private. People are going to turn into enemies. Helena donated. Okay, let me see what it says, Helena. Let's go here, see if it worked. It worked, Helena. Damn, big money. Thank you for going to support Maddie Soto. You are great. Keep us updated. All right. Thank you so much. And the person before that was PGH Deb 412. Not much, but hopefully it helps. Have a great and safe trip to y'all. Love you both. Thank you, Deb. And thank you, Helena. You guys are absolutely great. Okay. When I'm not getting bit by bed bugs, I know who to thank. Okay. So why are these people lying? Why do they want to speak in private? Why is everything a secret? Why are they getting together to form a story? So the only reason I can think of is they got something to hide. And they keep pushing this narrative that the kids are alive, and they're telling different stories. Right now, we know Malaya was nowhere near the road. Okay? Nowhere near the road. So that was a lie. That she was on the phone doing something sneaky. Janie never said that. Right? So we got all these different stories coming from different people. And we know, even though the stepsister tried to reel back the whole drug use, it's too late. Once you put something into the ether, you can't reel it back in. Okay? You can't reel it back in. Once you said it, you didn't know the backlash was going to be on Malaya too. Well, Malaya knew he was doing drugs. Oh, Malaya must have been doing drugs with him. You didn't know that shit was coming when you said it. And then after everybody was like, well, he ain't doing it by himself. Then it's, oh, he ain't doing it. Dolly Blessed Express.
Dolly's Blessed Express. You and PJ are the best.
There you go. You see it riding off the rails, crashing into the ground right there. Okay. Never know when this train will derail. But we got consistency in this, right? The only thing that's consistent is the lies. Okay. The lies. The kids are not going to be found, guys. The kids are not going to be found. The police need to prosecute them for the child neglect. They need to prosecute them, get them in there for lying to the authorities. We've heard already in this case, we've heard more stories in this one than in Sebastian Rogers, right? The story's changed way more times in this than it changed in Sebastian Rogers. Shit, it's changed more times in this than Summer Wales. Okay? Think about that. This story has changed more than every missing kid case for the last 4 years. It has changed more times than any of those other cases. And we would say all those cases were crazy circus ass cases, right? Well, this one has changed even more than that. To be the really big first Canadian case I've heard of. Helena, thank you. You don't have to do that much, Helena. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for what you do, but don't think you got to do that. Okay. I love you all the same. I love you all the same. I know you got to eat too. Okay. You got to eat too. But thank you. Big virtual hugs to you. All the stories keep changing and the truth never changes. Everybody's story should be pretty close. I'm not saying it should be exact, because if it's exact, then it's scripted. But it should be pretty close. Within a general realm of things. Yeah. Thank you, Caitlin, for joining. And this don't seem to be the case at all in this. And it's easy to point the finger at Daniel and go, yeah, look. This dude done did something, right? His mama's being defensive over him. The way they're acting, they're like overly concerned, but yet you got Malaya, which ain't concerned at all. It's both of them. It's both of them should be in jail, not just Daniel. I'm not trying to be up here like I'm just against Daniel. I'm against both these people, right? My opinion is they guilty as shit Like it's like in my true crime mind, right? I'm going, thank you, Helena. Thank you. Thank you for gifting the memberships. And if y'all got a membership from Vincent or Helena, make sure you give them a big virtual hug and thank them, okay? Because we'll probably have some members lives coming up where you got to be a member to get in. I'm going to at least try to do 4 a month, 1 a week for my members. And I know what people say, you're putting shit behind a paywall. Well, if you're going to be a member, I got to give you a perk, right? So I got to do something for my members. So if you get in here one day and you're all pissed off because you can't talk, just remember, I got to do something for my members. It's nothing personal. I'm going to try to do 4 a month. I used to do every Saturday night was members only. And because I think I get more people watch me during the week. And then on the weekend, usually people are out partying and doing whatever they're doing, you know, watching a movie or going out to dinner. So people don't seem to bitch as much when I do members only on Saturday nights. So it may go back to Saturday nights being, because I don't stream every Saturday night either, because sometimes I go out. So I may go back to doing that. So if you get a membership, make sure you thank them, because that'll get you in the room in these upcoming member chats. I don't have nothing special going on. So don't be like, well, Dolly's hiding shit behind a paywall. No, it's just I got to do something for my members. And the videos are always free to watch. It's just the chat room. Okay, so you won't be able to chat unless you're a member. So, but you'll be able to watch and call in and do everything else. It's just the chat room. It's so I can keep up with the chat a little bit better, because if you support the channel, I should at least be able to read your comments. You know what I'm saying? And so by weekends, no, I ain't saying, I said weekends when I'm free. I didn't say every weekend. PJ's like by weekends. No. That don't mean I'm going to be live every Saturday. I'm not live every Friday. Some nights, Fridays and Saturdays, I don't stream at all. But usually I miss one or the other. If I don't stream Friday, I usually stream Saturday.
Happy Friday, Dolly, PJ, and Turtles. Red heart emoji.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you so much. So where do we go from here? Right? We're in the same limbo. Nothing's changing but their stories, right? Nothing. It's the same thing over and over again. Daniel didn't do it. Malaya did it. On Malaya's side, Daniel's on drugs. Daniel did it. So we got two people pointing the fingers at each other. What's the odds, thank you, Sarah, that only one of them did it? I mean, it's possible, right? I mean, I know I'm a heavy sleeper, and PJ could probably do a whole bunch of stuff when I wouldn't know. But PJ is not a heavy sleeper. She would know if I did anything. Okay, she'd know if I did anything. Thank you again. Thank you again. So I just don't know how that's possible, and them not tell on each other, right? Or not have any clue to what's going on. But right now, I think the RCMP is doing a horrible job, right? Because you got what you need to make an arrest. I mean, I ain't saying you got what you need to convict them of the murdering of these kids if they did allegedly do that. But I'm saying you have enough to get them for lying to authorities. All right. It's weird that, like I said, they'll tell the media one thing and then they'll tell YouTube a total different thing. Why ain't they telling this to the media? Why ain't they telling the mainstream media the same thing that they're telling YouTube? And why are they trying to build alliances behind the scenes? For anybody that ain't joined our group, spies have been posting in our group because they know that we like spies. Okay, we support the spy system. Okay. I do. Listen, I believe there should be transparency. And I tell everybody openly, I'm nosy as shit. I want to know. So when you out there and they doing some sneaky shit undercover, steal it, copy it, post it in my Facebook group, because I want to see it and you deserve to see it. There shouldn't be nothing happening behind the scenes of people building alliances, right? This ain't Survivor Island. Like, we ain't teaming up here. Spy versus spy. I love Mad Magazine, right? I grew up on it, right? So I support the spies, right? I know y'all are hated by people that you spy on, But listen, if you ain't doing sneaky shit, you ain't got to worry about spies. You ever think I wake up and go, man, I hope the spies don't catch me talking behind the scenes. I don't talk to nobody behind the scenes. Okay. I don't know. Right. You ain't gonna catch me in a Facebook group doing no sneaky shit. I don't do it. I don't even keep up with my own Facebook group. Okay. I just don't do those things. So I never have to worry about spies. If I have something to say, I'm crazy. I'll say it to everybody. I got nothing to hide. Okay. And I don't like people that hide stuff.
I'm not here to lie on anyone or trying to make up stuff. I care about the truth, that's it. Sorry if I code across to people in a negative manner. RCMP are Bavarian corrupt crap.
They may be. Listen, I'm losing a little hope in them, Barbara, right? And I don't like that. I don't like it. Man, thank you for your donation too. And Barbara, thank you so much. Okay. That's a you just dropped a bag. Okay. You guys must have got a good job, better than me. Okay. I'm gonna have to get a job is what's gonna have to happen. So anyway, the RCMP, has dropped the ball on Jack and Lily. And I agree with Barbara on that. I don't know if they're corrupt, but because, usually corruption is when you paid off or people have power or money or influence. And Daniel and Janie, they don't seem to have any of that. They ain't got no money. I'm surprised they got power. I'm talking about electricity. And they just now got a clean yard, which, you know what I'm saying? Listen, just because you're not rich, don't mean you can't take care of the things that you do have. All right. I'm not rich, but I try to take care of the little bit of shit that I got, the best that I can with the time that I got. So at least they cleaned the yard. All right. We didn't get the kids back, but we did get city violation codes taken care of. All right. I wonder if they had a building permit. Do you need building permits in Canada? I know you need them here, boy. Good Lord. I give too much money to the city. I know that. Did they have roosters? Yeah, but I don't think roosters ate the babies. I don't think roosters kidnap kids. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be a case somewhere out there in true crime where a pack of roosters kidnap the kid. I don't know. It's usually dingoes. You got to watch them dingoes. They bad. Okay. They baby snatchers. Yes. Building permits. You got to watch the dingoes. I think that's Australia. I don't think they got dingoes in Nova Scotia. I could be wrong. There could be a wild pack that were imported. Okay. People be importing them dingoes these days. That little dog, he could have a dingo cousin, right? Sparky. He looks like a Sparky, right? So when they go to prison, just remember Dolly got first dibs on the little dog. I like little dogs. If you didn't know, I got two little dogs. I got the Chihuahua and we got the French Bulldog. Okay, little Frenchie. He's mean as hell. All right, so I'll take little Scruffy Dog. We'll give him a cool name. I don't know what his name is now. The dingo ate the baby. Listen, there ain't no wild animals got these kids. There ain't no kidnappers that got these kids. Leilani Simon got these kids. Okay, this is a case of Leilani Simon. All right, if you don't know who Leilani Simon is, look it up. But this is no more than a case of Leilani Simon. This is like a replay of what I went through in Savannah, right? A replay. So they get mad when people are slowing down in front of the house. They're mad about people droning over their house. You know me, I'd be camping in front of their house with the drone. I wouldn't even be driving by. I'd be standing in your front yard. Just the way it is. I mean, Leilani, yeah, this is a Leilani case. You have 3 Frenchies? Okay, cool. The only reason I know about Nova Scotia is because of Oak Island. I didn't even know Oak Island was off the coast of Nova Scotia. I had no clue. right? I watch Oak Island. Well, I've watched the first few seasons. Then after that, it's just all the same. Like, it's like, okay, we've come to the conclusion you ain't never going to find the treasure. So I don't need to watch this shit anymore. Because you watch it for an hour, you think they're going to find the treasure. Next hour, they're going to find the treasure. 47 hours later, you're like, yeah, they ain't going to find that fucking treasure. Okay. Like, how many times y'all going to blow up? Nothing, right? They make a big deal on the show about anything. We found a piece of grass that was out of place. This may be the mark of where the treasure's really at, right? So you just kind of get sucked into that. How do you say that? Janzi? Did I say it right? Thank you for your super sticker. Thank you so much. So if anybody ain't watched Oak Island, it's an old myth that these pirates hid a treasure on this island and they buried it. And 7 people got to die before you can find the treasure. Okay, it's cursed. Right now, 6 people have died. So when somebody else dies, y'all call me and I'll start watching the show again. Okay, but until that, I ain't watching the show because you ain't going to find shit because somebody else has to die. True story. Okay. Maybe they hid Jack and Lily on Oak Island. All right. Maybe we need to be searching Oak Island, need to be searching for Jack and Lily. I don't know. I don't know much about Canada. My real first experience with Canada would have to be the Trailer Park Boys. Okay. And in the beginning, I thought the Trailer Park Boys was the stupidest show on TV. I was like, people find this shit funny? This is dumb as hell. And then I don't know, maybe the Canadian sense of humor kicked in. And then I found it to be the funniest show on TV. And I got hooked on it, binge watching it, and couldn't stop watching it. It's like the funniest shit to me now on the planet. Okay. The pumpkin patch. I remember the psychic saying the pumpkin patch. But I love the Trailer Park Boys. Okay. It's like, if all of Canada is like that, I can move to Canada. Okay. That's my kind of people. I like the Trailer Park Boys. Your mom actually lived in that trailer park until they moved it to a set. Yeah, I mean, I know what is it, Sunnyvale Trailer Park or something like that. I mean, I know it was a real trailer park. I heard that, and then they bought out the trailer park, but let people still live in it. Missy, I don't know if anybody's looked into that. I don't think whatever's happened at this home, Daniel and Malaya know. Okay. Now, Malaya, I mean, both of them are trying to move on and just give up on the kids. Okay. We've seen that with Malaya. She's out partying with her friends and family, putting single on the, Facebook, you know, her Facebook, ready to mingle, trying to find a new man. Daniel has moved on to some other woman, okay, that he's been discussing things with and talking with. And I don't know if they have like what their relationship is at this minute. You know, it sounds like they got a little bit of a distant relationship. And a lot of people are rumoring that it's this YouTuber that he's talking to from Canada, and it's absolutely not. Okay. That person, right? So, but it's not that person. But people are rumoring some of these Facebook groups that it is, and it's absolutely not. Dolly knows who the person is because I got spies everywhere. Because, you know, I appreciate my spies, right? That's why a lot of these channels, y'all don't got spies, is because you don't appreciate your spies. You got to give appreciation when they do a good spying job, right? Just like your job. When you do something good, you want to be congratulated for it. You want people to go, hey, you know what? You did an awesome job. Thank you so much. Without you, we wouldn't have knew this, right? And y'all don't do that, and Dolly does. That's why we got spies, okay? Well, they don't technically work for me, but they share information with us, right? And I thank them for it, right? And that way they'll share more information with me. Be like, you know, the only person that was grateful for what I did was Dolly. Let's go give him some information. Okay. And I want it all. Okay. I want all the scoop. I don't want a half a scoop. I want a double dip, triple dip. I want the whole damn carton. Okay. I want the whole carton of ice cream. I want it all. Every bit of it. Somebody sells a Nick bag in the park. I want to know about it. Okay. I want to know about it and I want my cut. I want my cut. Shout out to Biggie Smalls. Okay. I stole that from Biggie. All right. I stole that from Biggie Smalls. But it's true. Anything goes down, I want to know about it. Don't be hiding in the shadows like shadow people, creeping and crawling. Oh, hell no. And just remember this, people, when you're trying to be sneaky, kicking people out your group. If you can't trust each other, right? If you can't trust each other, why are you even in a private group? That's just, make it make sense. And you can read all their private messages on our forum in the Jack and Lily Sullivan Missing Kids Tips and Clues. Mods, post that link. Post that link. And if you look at the newest post, you'll see some in their videos. So it actually scrolls through their chats and you can see what they're talking about and the people involved in the GoFundMe. And it's just the thing is, listen, there's nothing wrong with talking, but when you start to build these little cliques in these groups, then these criminals use these groups to push narratives. Okay, we've seen this in Chris and Katie Proudfoot. There was people out here that kissed their ass, right? We know this. We can say it. And they were pushing narratives for Chris and Katie. There was YouTubers out here that were sucking butt with TikTok Tony and Seth. And they were pushing their narratives. And all these people had their own little private rooms, their own little private chats, and they clicked up and they ran these two different green team versus orange team. I thought we was in the Special Olympics. There were so many damn teams going on, right? Team here, team here, team here. Missing kids should not be like that. There's one team, the missing kids. That's it. Right? Why is everybody so divided all the time in these cases? Why do they side with a parent instead of doing what's right? Hold on. I feel like I'm vibrating. I am. Producer, hold on, guys. Hello. So, you know, when I say it's not okay to keep secrets, my producer's like, well, what about you not telling people who Daniel's girlfriend is? That's because I'm not doxing somebody. I'm not giving up their identity. I'm not saying Daniel don't have a girlfriend. Okay. I ain't lying to y'all about that. He has a girlfriend, right? What I can't tell you is who that person is, because there's no need to expose that person and drag them through chaos here on YouTube, right? So there's a difference between keeping a secret. That ain't a secret, right? He has a chick that he's trying to get all squirrely with, right? So, and that's no secret. Her identity, I just didn't tell because it's simple. Why dox the lady if she don't have nothing to do? Now, if it comes out she has some play in this, then she'll become a player in this. Okay. But right now I haven't found nothing that links her to this. And if I do, then it'll be a different case scenario when the time comes. Right. But I didn't say that, you know, I'm not hiding the fact that he has a girlfriend. I just know her identity and haven't said who she is. Okay. The boss lady's the producer. Yeah. So I'm talking about different types of secrets. I ain't talking about that. Like I can understand you're trying to keep somebody that is dropping clues, their identity safe, okay? So you don't put no more hassle on them than they need. But when you're forming these cliques in these groups, it's a different thing. Okay? It is a different thing. What is doxing? When you share somebody's personal information, like if they got a screen name, like your screen name may be I'm gonna make up one. True Crime Junkie XL. And then their name is like Karen Roberts is who they are. And then instead of addressing them as True Crime Junkie, you go, hey, Karen Roberts from Nashville, Tennessee, and you give up their personal information. And now everybody knows that junkie, True Crime Junkie XL is Karen Roberts from Nashville. You know what I'm saying? That's doxing. And so if you tell who the person is, their physical name or where they're from, or their name and where they're from, or their personal information, that is considered doxing on the internet. Everybody does it. Sometimes you accidentally do it. And most people don't even think about it. Like Penny Riddle. I'm sure Penny Riddle's name is Penny Riddle. You know what I'm saying? So some people just dox themselves. And a lot of people on the internet make a really big deal about this, right? About doxing. Oh my God, he's a doxer, right? Or, you know, one of those things. So, but to me, it's never really been a big deal. I grew up in the era with the, you know, the white pages where you could look up somebody's name and phone number and call them. It gives you their address, where they live. People are a little more private in 2025 and they don't want their name said or who they usually, to me, it's when people do that, it's people that want to hide shit, right? Like you got something to hide, or you being stalked, or people, women, sometimes they have crazy ex-boyfriends, right? And they like, I had to escape and I've been on the run from my crazy ex-boyfriend for the last 3 years. And then you just said my name and he knows I live in Nebraska now. He's going to come chop me up like Freddy Krueger. So people are real funny about that kind of thing. So it's really not good to dox people, I guess, in this day and age. And that's why I don't say people's names. But he has moved on. And, you know, because in the beginning, I thought he's just a broken-hearted guy that was defending Malaya. And, but no, it seems like they didn't want to be together, really. How much could they have loved each other if in 2 months they both moved on? And I mean, I've heard this about Malaya too, right? I've heard this about Malaya, that there may be a new boo thing in the life of Malaya. Now, I don't know if that's true. I mean, I've heard those rumors, you know, and I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't honestly, would it shock you? Right? I was more shocked about Daniel. I was thinking, damn, he's walking around like a puppy dog and he's lying for this girl. And I still think he is. Why? I have no clue, because he must be involved is the only thing. And if Malaya goes down, he goes down too. Janie knows that, so she's covering for him. The whole bunch seems off, says Buck Cherry Lover. I agree. I just say, let's lock them all up. Okay, that way we can't be wrong. We know we got the person because they all in jail. But right now, all these people are free. They're all putting out false information. They need to lock Durwood up with them. Okay, lock him up. Right, lock that dude, you lying ass dude. Right, everybody's telling different stories. Right, everybody's Dolly law. There you go. Lock everybody up. Okay, lock the mailman up that brought the mail to the house. Okay, lock the bus driver up. Lock the damn mailman up. Lock the chickens up. Okay, that were in the cage. They seen those kids. Why didn't them chickens do anything? Okay, why didn't that rooster crow? Lock the roosters up. I mean, lock every damn thing that breathes up on that property, and we'll get the answers and the justice for Jack and Lily. Unless you do that, damn, lock up Sparky, the little fluffy dog that was all cute. Okay, everybody said that dog was a big wolf dog. That dog is damn a foot high and looks like he'd lay on the bed with you at night. Hold the eggs hostage. There you go. There you go. Right. That's how you get answers, right? You gotta be rough and tough. Can't be all nice. Canadians, y'all are too nice. Y'all are too nice of people. Every Canadian I've ever met has been super nice. I've never met a mean Canadian. Everybody just seems, I mean, that Canadian seems, Janie, she seems a little angry, right? But I bet if she wasn't angry, she'd be super nice, okay? Y'all just come from a nice place, and y'all just seem to be nice people, all right? Every now and then, you got to be a little rough and tough. You know, you got to be an asshole, okay? You got to do it. You from Canada, try me, okay? All right. She's like, I don't know what Canadians you've been bumping into.
Oh, yeah.
Peace. Thanks for becoming a sub. We're a little closer to that 71,000 now. But like I said, for real though, every Canadian that I've ever met has been super nice, like overly nice. Like, I don't know if that's a Canadian thing, but it's true. I love Canadians, super nice people. See, I thought it was me, the ones I know, right? There you go, Rose, right? I say the same thing. Super, like when people say stuff about Canadians, I'm like, they always so nice. They always so nice. Happy to be here and shit, right? Thelma just gave to your GoFund. Okay, well, my Gibson go. Give me 1 second. Let me see what she said. It says, no bed bugs motel for Dolly. Thank you, Thelma. That is super awesome. Bed bugs suck. I shared the story last night. And you think I say that jokingly, like, you know, donate so I don't have to stay at a hotel with bed bugs. I'm dead ass serious. Okay, that's what's so funny about it, right? Because, you know, I make sacrifices to cover these cases. Sometimes I sleep in the car, right? Or the camper truck or wherever I can. But when I fly, it's hard to sleep in a, you know, I got to get a hotel. If I drive, sometimes I just rough it and sleep in the car. I ain't never been bed up by bed bugs in the car. I don't get a good sleep, but I'm one of them people that pull over and I'm going to sleep anywhere. I've slept in every kind of parking lot you can think of for true crime, right? Just doing this YouTube shit. I've slept in more parking lots than homeless people. True story. I just pull right over, sometimes on the side of the road, and just roll the windows up, kick the seat back, and go to sleep, especially if I'm really tired, right? I've slept in some scary ass places. I think about it, I'm glad to be alive. And I used to do it a lot during the band days. We'd pull the van over, and there'd be 5 of us in the van. We just crash out. But you feel safer when you got a whole group of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Well, our bass player was a chick. But you got 4 or 5 dudes with you. You feel pretty safe. You know? So we park just about anywhere in the woods, behind buildings. Sometimes it's in the bar parking lot, you know, so we would crash just about anywhere. So I got kind of used to that, like just pulling over and going to sleep. So even in, you know, now PJ, she don't like to rough it as much as I will. I'll make those sacrifices. I'm just like, $100, $200 for a hotel. I'll sleep right in the back seat. You know, I'll climb right back there, go to sleep, or wake up with a kink in my neck, you know, and keep it moving. So I don't like to spend money on things that I don't think I need to spend them on. Dolly, every hotel room and every motel room has an iron in it. Take the blankets off, leave the sheets on there, and put, what is that? Oh, no. Every hotel ain't the same. That's crazy. I've stayed in some bad hotels. There was some shit in Georgia that I stayed in. And that's crazy because I was staying there because then I smoked. And the reason sometimes I would stay in some of the seedier motels is because I smoked and I could get away with smoking in the room. So I stayed in this hotel room and I slept in the chair in the hotel room because I went to pull the blankets back and the whole bed had a big, looked like a blood stain on it. Like I don't know if somebody died in the bed or what, but I was like, there's no way in hell I'm sleeping on that bed. There's no way. So I sat in the chair, sitting straight up for like 2 days. I slept in that chair, right? So That was when I was in Savannah. And then I found a cheap hotel. Believe it or not, this hotel was actually a little bit cheaper than the one I slept in the chair in. And it was absolutely spotless. I mean, spotless, right? And the only problem is they said I smelled like herbs and spice, right? They all kept complaining about it. Like, don't smoke in the room. And I was like, I don't. And they were like, oh, it reeks. And I was like, that's just what I smell like. That's my cologne, you know? And they were just like, my mom and dad, because it was a family ran hotel. And dude's like, my mom and dad just keep complaining about it. Right. And I'm like, well, tell your mom and dad, don't worry. I was like, I've been going behind the dumpster. Right. And they were like, we know, we watch you on camera. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but now I don't. But the hotel itself was absolutely, you could have ate off the floor clean. Right. They were super clean, like super clean. Wasn't a real nice hotel, but it was spotless. So that's what I'm saying. If you can have a rundown hotel and that one be spotless, they should all be pretty, you know, they just don't do a good job cleaning or taking care of the rooms. This place did, you know. You're saying that as I'm standing behind a dumpster at work smoking. Then you know about behind the dumpster, right? You know about behind the dumpster. Any smokers know, right? Because they're funny about the, you know, the hotels and smoking these days. Like they always have, you know, you got to sign something that they can fine you $250 off your credit card if the room smells like smoke and blah 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 blah. So yeah. I don't have to worry about those problems anymore. 541 likes. Still, y'all are mean. Guys, if you tuned in today, like the video. PJ's serious about them likes. She won't feed me. Okay? Look, yesterday was the first day I ate in 3 days. True story. Okay? I actually had a bowl of cereal this morning, though, so I can't lie. She won't feed me. She'll be like, no, you're falling off. You know what I'm saying? You're falling off. Your likes are low. You don't get to eat. Okay? Just by liking this video, you can feed a starving child in Virginia. Okay? Me. You can feed Dolly by liking this video. All right? I don't get 1,000 likes. The portions on my plate get smaller and smaller and smaller until I don't get to eat. All right? So for less than a cup of coffee, you can support a starving Dolly. Okay. And I will send you picture updates like this. You know, as you sponsor me. All right. Okay. As you sponsor me, I'll show you pictures of my little pot belly, you know, everything. You know what I'm saying? I write you little personal letters. I'm doing good. Thank you for your contribution. All you got to do is like the video. Become a member, right? That's it. It's simple. It ain't even difficult, right? Y'all saving animals and starving children in Africa. I'm hungry right here. Okay? Right here in front of you. In the same country. Y'all just gonna leave me hungry, right? Why y'all help Sarah McLaughlin? Ain't that her name? In the eyes of an angel. A little dog shaking and shit. Oh. Make you feel sad for every dog, right? Every damn dog you see. I'm like, oh my God. Poor little doggies. And Jamie was pointing south. Okay. She was like, yeah, the body's right over there. This is where I buried them, you know, right here where the footprint was with the rake in the middle of the night. In the arms of an angel far away from here in the dark bed bug hotel room. Yeah. Listen, you know, when they say sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Okay. I'm trying to avoid the bed bugs. All right. You can help me. You can help me with my bed bug situation. I never stay in a cheap hotel in DC. Never do it. That's the only place I've really experienced them where they gnawed me up like a chicken bone. okay, was in DC. I was in DC. I stayed in, I think it was Alexandria, Virginia. Sounds nice, don't it? Alexandria. Sounds like, it sounds fancy. Oh no. No. They got the most vicious bed bugs in around, okay? Them bitches got capes on. They fly up and bite you. It was horrible. Or Philly. I don't think we ever stayed in a hotel in Philly. I don't think I have. No lie though. We pull up into Boston to cover the Karen Reed stuff, right? There's literally a pack of rats on the corner having a party, right? They're hanging off a trash bag. And I ain't talking about, when I say a pack, I mean like 6, 7 big ass, I mean like swamp rats, like big, huge ass rats. So I look over at PJ and I was like, PJ, you see that? And she's like, what? I was like, you don't see the pack of rats having a party? By the time I say, you know how you say something and try to show somebody, and then all the rats start scouring, right? So she looks over, she sees the rats, right? And I was like, have you ever seen anything like that? I mean, I have. I've been to some inner city places, but I just wanted to show her the rats hanging out on the corner in Boston. And don't let me, you know, you say that and it makes it sound like Boston's really bad. Actually, Boston's halfway decent. Just that that area that we were in, they called it, I'm going to say math, but it's really the other word. It was Methodist Mouth, okay? That area where we came off the exit at, and there's a lot of homeless people and a lot of people bumming, a lot of people leaving trash on the streets. So I guess the rats gather in those places, right? And but for as far as Boston itself, downtown Boston, it was pretty good, pretty nice park, nice people. I don't want to talk too bad about Boston because I actually enjoyed Boston. Now Plymouth Rock let me down a little bit. I ain't gonna lie on that one. It's a little pebble about yay big, okay, in a hole. Anybody ever been to Plymouth Rock? I was a little let down, a little disappointed, okay? I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking Dolly Rat's got to eat, I guess, right? I'm thinking Plymouth Rock, the Pilgrims, it's going to be some big ass boulder. It's going to be something big that they climbed off the ship onto. It's going to be some big ass, you can take a selfie with it. You know what I'm saying? You can, anybody ever been there? Anybody? I know we're all Americans. Nobody been to Plymouth fucking Rock? Nobody? We were the only people who want to see Plymouth Rock. I ain't talking Fraggle Rock. I'm talking Plymouth Rock, where the Pilgrims came. Anybody been there? You posted the video of the rats? No. Plymouth Pebble. You been there? Okay. I'm just making sure people have been there. You ever seen the sewer rats in New York? They are big as dogs. Okay. So for you guys that been to the Pebble in Plymouth, I was so disappointed in that. We drove like an hour out our way, but we made the best of it. We hit like some little restaurant. We hit like a little rock shop where I bought some homemade soap. I don't know why I bought soap. I got fucking 100 pounds of homemade soap here, but I just support other little small businesses. So I bought some homemade soap, and we get there and Plymouth Rock is literally a rock. I don't know why I thought something else. Like, did the history books lie to me? Like, I don't know. Did I not see a picture? Did they not show me a picture of Plymouth Rock in my history book? Because I'd never seen it. I'm thinking big, huge boulder. Big. Pull a ship up to, climb out on it. Plymouth Rock. Nah, that shit was literally a stone in the ground, and they had a cage around it. You couldn't even touch it. Right? You couldn't stand on it. Couldn't take a selfie with it. Nothing. Disappointment. Totally disappointed. You got to do better, people. Okay? Got to do better. Don't forget your Walmart purchase. Okay, what did I purchase at Walmart? I think of a rock shaped like a car. Is that what you think? I don't know what I was thinking. I definitely was thinking something different. Now it's beautiful place, Plymouth Rock, where the Pilgrim. It's a beautiful place. Like the water's nice and it's a nice area. I mean, it's a really, you know, off a little point. They had the little replica of the Mayflower out there. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's just a little disappointing. You think bigger. I don't know. Just History class made me think it was bigger. Okay. You know, things seemed bigger on TV. I got there, it was like, hey, a little rock. That's bigger than that. It's a boulder. It's like a size of a decent sized meteor, maybe. Dolly, the Walmart from yesterday. Jamie be boofing in her Breaking Bad RV. Boofing, ain't that when you, I don't even want to say what I think boofing is. Ain't that the same thing as the man purse? Sassy. Yes. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what she'd be doing in her RV. But I mean, think about this. Jamie owns the property, right? She owns the property. She gave Daniel and Malaya the house probably because they had kids, you know, and she was just like, okay, I'll stay in my RV. Y'all take the house. Dolly, Plymouth Rock weighs about 10 tons. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that's 10 tons. It could be. All right. It almost looks like you could steal it. Crystal, thank you for being a member. I just don't see it weighing 10 tons. But a ton really ain't that much. What is a ton? 2,000 pounds? So it weighs 20,000 pounds. There's no way that boulder weighs 20,000 pounds. There's just no way. PJ said, I had to go look at the picture. Definitely no way. Yeah, it's no way. It's just no way. So, like, when I walked up to it, I didn't even know what it was. And PJ was like, that's Plymouth Rock. I was like, okay, no wonder they don't call it Plymouth Boulder. That shit is actually, they call it Plymouth Rock because it looks like you could throw it at somebody. I mean, it made it, okay, I exaggerate. It ain't that small, but it's pretty damn small that it's famous, you know, like history famous. Says it's 10 tons, 20,000 pounds. Y'all didn't know I knew a ton was 2,000 pounds, did y'all? See? Dolly smarter than you think. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, I didn't put it on a scale, but I thought they put the fence and all in a hole so nobody would steal it. It looked like you get a couple good sized dudes and move that bitch. It looks small. I mean, I ain't kidding you about it being small. Like, I wasn't impressed. I just wasn't impressed. I mean, it's a nice place to go visit, right? You know, see a little bit of history. We were already there anyway. I wouldn't recommend going out your way to ever go visit it. Like, oh, what are we going to do? Let's go visit Plymouth Rock. No, I don't do that. Go visit something else. And if you get a chance, check out Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock's one of those things you check out. It ain't one of those things you go see. Okay. It's one of the things you just, well, we're here anyway. Let's check it out. It is small compared to most coastal rocks. I agree. Yeah, like we got bigger rocks around here than that, right? I'm not here to lie. That's the first thing a liar says, right? I'm not here to lie. I just want to clear some stuff up. Them are usually the hugest red flags ever is when people say those things, right? Oh, I'm not here to lie. I just want to clear some stuff up. Now, that's probably the first lie you told, that you're not here to lie. And why, like I said, why is she so defensive, right? Let's just watch a little bit of it because she's super defensive. Because you've tuned in late, you may not have seen the interview, or you may have. Either way, we can watch it a little bit more.
Lily are all the time yelling, especially Lily. Come on, Jackie. Come on, Jackie. Let's go, Jackie. Let's go, Jackie. It's all I hear out here. When the kids get out of the fence and come out through here, I would have heard them yelling, "Come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go." I didn't hear anything. The next thing I heard is I heard Daniel yelling. He was yelling for Jack and Lily. I didn't get up because I thought he was yelling for Jack and Lily in the house. So the next thing you know, I came out of the trailer after I heard Daniel, about, I'd say 10 minutes after I heard him, I come out of the trailer. I opened up the door, was standing here. Malaya was standing.
What's with the boards? Is that like her skirt around the trailer, or is she building an ark? Okay, anybody notice that? Hold on, let's back it up. I can't see to back it up. But, hold on. Yeah, I can. Let me go over here. Let's back it up just a hair to her. She's building an ark. Okay, see all the wood on the trailer on the bottom of it? I think it's supposed to be like some skirting, right? But it almost makes it look like she's building a boat, like she's going to sell off in her RV. And it looks like she has a wood stove in here too. See the pipe hanging out the window? That ain't a bazooka cannon hanging out the window. Anybody notice that? I must have watched this video 10 times. I didn't notice she had that pipe sticking out her damn. Or is that a dryer? Is that a dryer or is that a heating pipe? Is she heating this with a wood stove? You notice the pipe sticking out the window? Or is that a cannon? Stove pipe? So like a wood stove? It's like a hidden object game. Did anybody else notice that? I watched this video 5 times and didn't notice that there was a fucking pipe sticking out the window like that.
Malaya was standing right here with Meadow on her hip. And I come out and I said, "What's up?" She said, "Jack and Lily are missing." I said, "How long?" She said, "About 20 minutes." I closed the door, got my boots on, came out here, ran up in the woods. Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches. And that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes.
They say cabin. There's some damn tree branches on the ground.
This whole area. There's an old road up back. When I got up to the end, to the top of the hill, I met Daniel. And I said to him, I said, "Did you find them?" He said, "No." He said, "You coming with me?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to search this area." Because when she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That was my first instinct. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of the dirt road, came back down here and came back down the side of the road, came back down here and came back up the same spot. I went back into the house. By the time the cops were here, I don't know exactly what time, I didn't take my phone. The cops were here. There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have got up, this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
We've heard a lot about the patio door.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go see that.
Sure.
So this is the patio
This
door
is the patio door
that Jack and Lily would have.
that Jack and Lily came out of.
And so tell us why we've heard about the patio door.
Because everybody's saying on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok that the patio door makes a noise. And why they didn't hear the door open. The bedroom is back there. Okay?
That far window.
The
there.
last window is the bedroom.
She said the bedroom's way back there. They live in a trailer. Like the whole fucking trailer is not much, what, 30 foot long?
And so they would have come out this door.
They would have come out this
that
door.
morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes.
And that's when you heard them.
That's when I heard them. Right here in this area here. I plan on putting a pool up this year for the kids. You need level ground for a pool. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up the pool.
And this is the Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, all the investigators, search and rescue and everything, right around here was where they found the only.
So she happened to be digging or raking the night before the kids went missing. Does anybody find that odd? Just coincidence. You know, there's one thing I don't believe in is coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences.
Footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot print was found.
I can't remember one time where I can say I was raking at night. Okay. That night I was raking. I could say that night I was out partying. That night I was out drinking. That night I was out riding the slingshot. The night that I went out to dinner. Night we went to the movies. I can't never think of a night where I was raking. Well, what was you doing last night? I was just hanging out raking. I just who says that? Who says that? I can't think of a time. I've done a lot of shit at night. I don't think I've ever raked anything at night. I may have been building stuff and build into the evening time, like where it got dark and I'd be out there trying to finish things up. But I can't never think of when I raked the yard and I paid a buddy to come help me rake because I got a big yard. And we started early morning and we did work. Now it was still daytime. We worked into the evening, but like summertime evening, it don't get dark at 9 o'clock. So we probably worked till about 8. But I can't say that at night I've ever been outside raking. She's raking the forest. Yeah, it depends what type of ground you got to rake. There's a couple different types of rakes. There's like the leaf rakes, and then there's the grading rakes. Like a grading rake is the steel flat rake, and it has the teeth, right? And then the other side, you pull it backwards, and it'll grade a little bit. It ain't perfect for grading, but it'll help you grade. And I got both rakes technically because I got a big yard, and we put up a pool ourselves. So I did all the grading work. First, I got my neighbor to come over with a what the hell was that machine called? It's like a bulldozer type machine. Bobcat. Yeah, it was a Bobcat. He works at a masonry company. So my ground was kind of like, it used to be a garden or a flower, garden. So it was all lumpy and different levels, and it was all kind of, so I got him to plow it down flat. And then, of course, I had to go out there and get all the rocks and the stones. And we were out there raking. It must have seemed like 10 hours, that area, to get all the rocks and sticks and pieces of broken glass from all over the years and just all the bad stuff out of the ground. It took a lot longer than you think it would. But we finally did. And then that's where I put my pool.
Mud where I was raking.
I thought there was 2 boot prints.
There was supposed to be a footprint found away up on the pipeline.
Right.
Malaya sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the footprint was here. The only one that they can confirm that was Lily and Jack's was right here.
So it was child size.
Yes. A man, one of the investigators came in here and was measuring it all. Mm-hmm. I'm not here to lie.
That is what a liar says. Okay. People that tell the truth don't say, I'm not lying. They just tell the truth. They don't even think, when you're telling the truth, you don't think people are thinking you're lying. You just tell the truth. Where's the pool? There ain't no pool. Okay? She's gonna put a pool in the driveway. She's lying. She is lying. That's all I can say. In my opinion, I feel like this woman is full of shit. If she was so telling the truth, she wouldn't be so defensive and so angry.
The reason why I wanted you guys to come here and do the interview here is to show you exactly where everything took place. And just show people that this is what happened. All the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property, this place has been searched thoroughly.
Now, I don't know where people thought they buried them on the property. I mean, I know I ain't never said that. And I don't know if they killed the kids. I just got a bad feeling the kids ain't with us anymore. I don't know how these kids came to that. I think they know what happened. And I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinions, right? I mean, in Canada, you don't got 100% free speech, but here in America, we do.
The well has been checked, the septic tank, all the barns were searched. My RV was searched 3 times. The trailer was searched. This whole place was searched. If they want to come back and search again, they're more than welcome.
You've talked about drones flying over your property. You've
Yes.
talked about cars driving down the road and
Yes.
slowing down. What's that been like?
I'm scared to go out sometimes in my own property. I mostly stay around back here. And if I do go out front for anything, I usually have my head down because I don't want people to see who I am. That is me myself. It's not because I'm hiding from anybody. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like my picture taken. I'm just a quiet person that just wants to be left alone, and I mind my own business. I'm just a hermit.
Do you feel as if the finger has been pointed towards you and Daniel?
Who dresses Daniel? Can I ask that? Does she dress him? His shirt says "just done it." Well, that's what it should say, right? Just do it. Just done it. We're gonna send him one that says "just done it." I think that would fit his personality a little bit better. Or send him one that says "I got a new girl."
Yes, I do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
Oh, look at Sparky. Look at little Spark. Okay. And people were blaming the dog, even me. I was like, we don't even know if the dog could have ate these kids. This little poor little pooch.
Because I live on the property. Come on.
Look at him. He looks like he's a mix. He may have a little tiny bit of Rottweiler, scraggly dog in him. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think he's mixed with? Poor Sparky. He's being blamed. He's getting treated like crap and talked about on the internet, and he ain't even done nothing. He was just living his best dog life. He never barked. It ain't his fault, people. Don't blame the dog. The dog is innocent. That's one thing we know, that this dog right here is innocent. There's no way. He looks lovable. It is a little dog. Look, it don't even come up to her knee. It's a little tiny ass little mutt dog. Y'all act like it's a pit bull. Like she just let out a big gigantic bull mastiff or something. That's a little tiny ass. I wouldn't even run from that dog. That's one of them dogs that come barking at you, kick the shit out of it. That's a little happy dog. Okay. That's okay. When they go to prison, I'll take him. He needs a good home. Free Sparky. Right. Let's give Sparky a better home. He's living in a meth lab right now. The fumes are probably trying to kill him. All right. Somebody call PETA. Do they got PETA in Canada? Look at him. Look at his little tail. He looks well fed. He looks like he got a little bit of mange on him, though. He's missing some spots. Okay. She said her dog was losing his fur because he's stressed out. Y'all stop stressing this dog out. He's losing his hair. Okay. He got bald spots because y'all keep blaming him. I'm probably responsible for one of those bald spots. I said he was a damn wolf. Okay. How much wronger could you be? Poor little Sparky. I'm sorry, Spark. I didn't mean to blame you. I take it all back. You just an innocent little fur baby. You innocent. We know. You just surrounded by killers. Barking bad. Instead of breaking bad. Barking bad. Oh, look at little Sparky.
Do you think your son had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily?
No, I don't believe Daniel had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Our heart don't lie, and my heart is telling me that my kid did not have nothing to do with this, and I had nothing to do with this.
A heart don't always know the facts, okay? Heart might not lie, but the heart don't always know the circumstances, okay? All right, Janie, look how big her eyes got. Look how big her eyes got. Do you think your son had anything to do with it? Upset her, right? Because this woman, all she probably got is her kids. They're her whole life, and it's hard to imagine that your child has done something so horrible or been involved with something so horrible. A heart can be fooled. That is right. That is right, Miranda. A heart can be fooled. You know, and some people may think I'm giving her a hard time, and I'm not. She could be the sweetest lady, and she's just protecting her kid. I wouldn't expect nothing different, to be honest, you know, but I don't believe her.
You know, if something bad happens, you get like your heart drops. Mine hasn't dropped. Deep down in my heart, I do believe Jack and Lily are alive. It's not because of what people are saying. It's my heart tells me that they are alive.
Okay. All right. Her heart's telling her that Jack and Lily are alive. So did she ever tell Durwood that the kids were at the street? Somebody said, Dolly, read the messages I sent on your phone. Hold on, where'd I go? I missed your comment. It said something about checking message on your phone. Let me check my phone. Yeah, and for the person that said that they had a Cash App or a GoFundMe for $3 million, we never found that. She's talking about the text number. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let me see. I'd have to pull that up. I don't have the phone lines open, but I will open the phone lines. I will take some of your guys' calls. And y'all tell me what y'all think about Jamie's interview. Is she full of crap or not? All right, let me check my text messages. TBI is going back to the property of Don Wells again. Okay. Dolly, I hope you do a story on this case. It's so maybe it won't happen to no one else. You may send an image of a butterfly. I don't know what it has to do with anything. Daniel's mom said her dog lets her know whenever someone comes in the yard or when the kids are outside. That's why not Friday morning. Okay. Hey, I just looked up and saw your show. I promise I didn't troll. Okay, this is the person called the other night. It says incoming call, doesn't line call, incoming call, voice call. Huh, I don't know. She has a family lawyer, not a criminal lawyer. Okay. So Malaya allegedly has a family lawyer, not a criminal lawyer. Okay, let's see. She's not a bad looking lady. Keeps herself nice from what I see. All right. All right, let me open these phone lines for you guys. Phone line is now open. Call-in number is on the screen. You guys let me know what you think about Janie's interview. And like I said, I don't think that whoever's saying the stuff about the $3 million Cash App stuff is true. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, Margot from Florida.
Hey, Margo.
Hey, I don't believe a word Janie says. I really before you started playing the other day, before you started playing these little interviews she's been doing, my first thought was like going back to the thing Durwood claims she said to him about seeing Malaya, and she supposedly reported this to the police, seeing Malaya bring the kids to a vehicle the night before they went missing, correct? Is that what we were told?
No, he said that she was down by the street and that she never seen the vehicle or the kids, but she believes that Malaya had handed the kids off. But Jamie just showed where she was at, and it was nowhere near the road.
But she also said she only saw Malaya with Meadow after that, right?
Yes.
Like she believed the kids were handed off. So here's my thing. If Malaya's before we even started hearing from Janie, in my head, all I kept thinking is like, if I was in Malaya's position, and I know everyone's different, but if someone is trying to get out of a situation and then taking the two kids who don't even belong to Daniel to give them away or whatever, and knowing that now these kids are going to be missing, why would she not have gotten in the vehicle herself with Meadow? Like, you can't convince me that a mother is just going to put two kids in if she's trying to get them away from a situation and not herself and the baby. Like, at that point, you're right there. Why would you just put the two kids? Like, she doesn't. I mean, something's going to happen when two kids go just randomly missing.
Yeah.
And Daniel figures it out. So that doesn't even make sense to me, because for whatever reason she was putting these kids in the car, you cannot convince me that she would not have gotten in with Meadow. You can't. But now, the day I was going to call in to say that, you started playing the clips that we heard before. And I'm telling you, this woman, and I'm not even trying to say Malaya is innocent. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm trying to say is this woman's tone is a dead giveaway. Like, she can't hide her face and she can't hide the tone of her voice. Every time she spoke about Jack and Lily, she was so angry and like irritated. It was such a harsh, she never once softened her words until she was either talking about Daniel's other kids or Daniel himself. And the only two times I've even seen her shed a tear is when she's trying to defend her son. So these are two missing kids. You can't even soften your voice. Like, that whole interview she did about Jack and Lily, just the tone of her voice was like hurting my heart. The way she spoke about these kids, there was no compassion, there was no softness. It was like almost robotic, but it was full of like irritation and anger.
Yeah.
Every time she says the kids' names.
I thought so too. I thought she was she was on the defense the whole time. Like, she was super defensive, like almost at the verge of angry.
But it's past defense. There's anger in her voice.
Absolutely.
Anger, not maybe towards the kids, maybe because her son is but it seems like regardless, for the kids that are missing, there's no softness or compassion coming from her in any way. She almost wants to like be like, well, these kids did this all the time. And then earlier in this video specifically, there was a part where she said she heard Daniel yelling and she thought it was for the kids to come inside. So right away, that again, now we see another lie. Well, I mean, technically, I believe it's a lie that they were never out there by themselves, because it was almost like second nature, like, oh, he was calling them in. So does that mean they were always outside with no supervision?
I believe they were.
And
I truly believe they were too.
And then the third part, which I've heard you say last night, and I was in the comments going crazy, is and of course we've only heard this from Durwood, Darren, about the whole, like, she believes she saw Malaya possibly hand the kids off, and she supposedly spoke to the authorities about this. And people are still carrying on this narrative where they're sitting at an Indian reservation, a Native American camp, and they're just being protected for whatever reason, and they're going to put their nation at risk to protect these two random kids. People are still believing that, but like, how can you still believe that if she's literally saying she went and searched the woods the minute she knew they were missing? If you were so sure Malaya handed these kids off, and you're so totally convinced they're still alive, probably with her relatives somewhere, why are you searching the woods? Why is that your first instinct to do? Now, do I believe she could have thought they went off on their own and Daniel had nothing to do with it? Yes. But to sit here and say, I believe they're alive, it's like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying like you have to say you believe they're not alive. I'm just saying, let's be real. Why do you keep pushing this thing that I 100% think the kids are still alive? At least be open to the fact that they might not be.
Yeah, that my heart. Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
Her heart told her, but from the stories everybody else was pushing, the narrative they're pushing behind the scenes is that they seen this and she was down by the road. But you seen in the interview she gave that she said Malaya was standing right here. That's nowhere near the road. Nowhere near the road. That's like a block away from the road.
Yeah, and again, you can't convince me that a mother would put two kids in a car and not go with the kid that is actually the guy's child.
That would be the
and
kid.
herself
That'd be
to
the
protect herself.
That'd be the kid you hid first. Would have been Meadow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're like, I'm leaving this dude. Take this kid, hide it until I can get somewhere safe, and then bring my kid over because I'm gonna file for custody. I could see a mother doing it.
But why? But also for her not to get in the vehicle at that point, it's right there. What does she have to lose? Like, if she's really trying to leave the situation, you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, why would you go all the way to put your kids in a vehicle to leave, but you're not going to jump in? Because once those kids go missing, there's going to be attention regardless.
And don't you think with the police having her phones that they would know if she called somebody or not and who she called?
Yeah, internet, phones. I mean, I hope they checked all the devices.
Yeah.
There has to be some form of communication somewhere, like we're on the way or something. And, and just because she feels it in her heart, she has absolutely every reason to feel a certain way. But to just sit there and keep saying, I know they're alive, I know they're alive, to not even... Yes, I feel they're alive in my heart, but we really don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
That would probably be more, it feels like when you're saying, I know they're alive, it's like you're hiding something. That's how it comes.
I mean, I got that from the very beginning that they were hiding something. I just knew something was wrong and it wasn't normal. Like, and as soon as I see the littlest crack in your armor, I know, right? And I see... Not only do I see little cracks, but I see huge cracks in their armor.
Yeah. And I'm going to put this theory out there, because let's say the kids did wander off and something happened to them. And let's say both parents are, and I'm calling Daniel loosely the parent because he's, quote unquote, the stepdad. Both parents and the people on that property say they did find them and they didn't want to get in trouble. I still, like, I don't believe almost like, especially with the blanket and the tracks, and like I had brought up before, like, were they trying to go around on these RVs to get rid of the tracks? And then when they're saying they don't even have the RV or the four-wheeler on the property, right? She's like, it doesn't even stay here. Well, then how did they get it so quick? And like, I don't understand everything. I just don't understand how, when you're in a situation like this, you guys are saying things that make you look, even if they didn't do anything, they look more accountable and suspicious.
I agree.
You know, that this four-wheeler just showed up and they're going down an ATV track, and there's a part of the blanket just blown in the wind that had supposedly been thrown out. It's crazy to me. It's like they can't tell.
Okay. Well, look, hey, I appreciate you calling in. It's crazy to me too.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Bye, Dolly. Thank
You be good.
You too.
I completely agree with her. It is extremely odd and unusual. Their behavior, the way they're acting, how there's one boot print here, one boot print there. Usually when people leave prints, there's two prints. Kids have 2 feet, and there's 2 kids. And if Jack and Lily wandered off, they would have wandered off together. Sarah, thank you.
If Janie believes the kids are alive, why does she refer to them in past tense? Thoughtful face emoji.
Absolutely, Sarah. And if she believes these kids are alive, why ain't they still out there searching? Remember, Daniel said, I'm going to search till the end of time, forever. But have you seen anything, him publicly trying to put a search group together? Right? Even Seth Rogers. Now, I don't always agree with Seth Rogers, but he did put search groups together in the beginning. Didn't last long. Okay? Didn't last long. He got a little lazy on us. But he did in the beginning put search parties together. Try to spread awareness. Daniel, not so much. Now, far as him going on his internet tour, and let me tell you, every criminal does this. Every one of them. They go on these worldwide Motley Crue tours, running around to every channel they can get their hands on and trying to push their narrative, trying to get in front of the curveball, right? Just because you come up here and you're friendly with a couple of YouTubers, don't make you innocent, okay? Just because I talk to you and I'm nice to you, don't make you innocent. And thank you, Susan, for your super sticker. Thank you so much. It'll help me with my hotel in Florida. Okay, I'm gonna be out there sweating to death. Right, I got a fan blowing on me right now. I overheat real easy. I don't know if it's the medicines I'm on or whatever it may be. And I hear it's pretty swamp donkey hot down there. And the humidity and the heat is, going to suck the life right out of me. But I want to see that face that Stephen Stearns makes when they find him guilty and he realizes he's never, ever going to get out of prison. Okay. And it's going to be worth it. I'm going to suffer. I know. I don't really know anybody in Florida or really had, just going to that case. And it's going to be hot as hell. And, when I come out to stream with you guys, and it's going to be miserable. But that one moment of joy at the end that I get when they tell him life with no possibility of parole, it's going to make me happy. It's going to be worth the trip. It's going to be worth all of it. Okay. When we see that grown ass man that is the monster of a person, and let me tell you, I wish I could have my own justice with him, but listen, I ain't the court system. Nova Scotia hippie, right? I ain't the court system, and I don't get to decide how they end up. I wish, that they took him out back in like the old days and go, okay, you're done. But the crazy thing is they're going to be showing these images to the jury. Now, I doubt they show them to the whole court. They'll show them to the jury. And, they'll show the pictures of her unalive to everybody. But I doubt they show the SA pictures to everybody. They'll probably just show them briefly to the jury. So they'll have them in a folder, and they'll give out a folder to the jury. I've seen them do things like this before when it involves super graphic things. So I doubt they go over every image of him. They might. I can't, but I just from experience, I think that's what's going to end up happening. They're going to end up giving out a folder and passing it around to everybody.
Dolly, get yourself a neck fan. They work and are not super loud. My meds cause me to overheat as well. My neck fan saves me.
Yeah, like for some reason, when I got a fan blowing on me, I feel okay. I take that fan off, and I'm like, last couple days because I've been sick and I've been running a fever anyway. I'm getting better. I think I'm on the uptick. I gotta have this fan on me almost at like all times. Like, as soon as I don't, I start feeling like nauseous and sweaty and clammy and like just terrible. It's really hot and muggy. That's why. Okay. So yeah, maybe I'll get me a neck fan, a face fan, a hat fan, any kind of fan I can get. I'm probably gonna need some canned air. So when I can't breathe, they actually sell that too. That's the craziest thing, that they're canning air, oxygen in the can. You can buy it like at the store. And I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever seen. All right. But when I was walking through Busch Gardens the other day and I couldn't breathe, I would have loved to have a can of that air. Like when I was just trying to catch my breath, like it would have been nice to have an inhaler. I mean, I don't have asthma or anything. It's just one of the side effects from some of the medicines I take is shortness of breath. And I don't really experience it much. Like, I jumped up one night to get a soda, and you can probably catch it in the live, but I tried to play it off. But I jumped up to get a soda, and I ran into the kitchen, grabbed the soda, and ran back. And when I sat back down, I couldn't breathe. Like, I was completely out of breath, and it was taking me a minute to catch my breath. So, and I was going live and simultaneously. And so I did a little bit of intro, and I was like, hold on, guys. And I cut the camera off, right? And I muted my mic. And that was so I could catch my breath. I couldn't breathe. And I was just thinking, okay, I don't want to be, panic everybody on YouTube, because I got a lot of moms here that worry about me. Okay. I love you guys to death, but sometimes y'all worry a little too much. So I didn't want to startle everybody, right? That I was out of breath like that and couldn't catch my breath. So I was like, hold on, guys. And I turned the camera off like that. And I muted my mic. And I sat here and took some really deep breaths. And then when I started to catch my breath, I came back on thinking, okay, I'm good. And I was okay, but I was still short of breath. Like, it was taking me a while to get everything out. And that ain't good. Okay. But it don't happen much. And then the other day when I was at the park, I was walking and I couldn't catch my breath, and I was sweating really bad. And I was like, okay, this is not good. And then we turned around and left. So once I was in a cool environment, get an inhaler. I don't know if in low oxygen, I don't know. I mean, I ain't a doctor. It's just that I know the side effects from my medicines is one of them is shortness of breath. So, and it's very rare that it gets like that, but it does occasionally happen. Jimmy, my brother does that. Don't scare me. Don't start telling me this and that. I know it's one of the side effects. I read the side effects of my medicine. So, yeah, it happens. But, like right now, I'm breathing perfectly fine. If I walk around, I don't usually get shortness of breath. It just occasionally happens. So I've been trying to take care of myself. Y'all stop saying things like that. No, it ain't no block. I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. My heart's beating good. My blood pressure, everything's fine. My oxygen levels, PJ's been taking them. So I'm still been monitoring everything slightly. And I try not to worry myself too bad about it. Just stay well, Dolly. I want to try my best. Okay. I'm doing what's in my control. I have an inhaler and it works when I need it. You can take a plea at any time usually. So I don't think he's taking a plea. Stephen Stearns, okay? If I was Malaya, I'd be trying to work out a deal to talk right now. You know, I'd get her lawyer in there because I think eventually the truth's going to come out. And when it does, these people may, it's the difference between the possibility of one day getting out of prison or never getting out of prison. And I think they're working on never getting out of prison. He doesn't have anything to lose. But in his mind, they're kind of blaming Jen. And I think they're going to go with this whole Jen, this was Jen's doing. I think they're even going to say Jen Soto took the pictures. I mean, if he was his defense, now I ain't trying to give him a defense because I felt like I gave Leilani a defense. I think she actually listened to me. I would say Jen is responsible. And I covered it up. If I was his lawyers, you know, and if I was a dirty lawyer with no morals or values, I would say, all right, she did it. You covered it up. She was taking part in these things. She got jealous and she unalived her daughter. I mean, it's believable. It's a decent defense. It don't mean you ain't going to prison forever. You still did it. It's a matter of, do they execute you or not? Like, that's what it's about. It ain't about if he's going to go to prison forever. We know he's going to prison forever. Is he going to get the death penalty or not? And as a lawyer, sometimes it ain't a lawyer's job to keep you out of prison. It's a lawyer's job to keep you alive. I learned that from OJ's lawyer. That's what he said. He said, as a lawyer, it ain't always our job to keep you out of jail. Sometimes it's our job to keep you alive. And that's the case here if you're his lawyer. It ain't your job to keep him out of prison because he's so guilty that you can't keep him out of prison. That ain't going to happen. So your job ain't to keep him free. Your job is to make sure his punishment is the less it could be as a lawyer, right? So the best defense for him would be to blame Jen Soto. Look at all of us. We blame Jen Soto right here in this room all the time. We're like, she's the worst mom ever. She handed him over in a silver platter. So don't tell, the defense is believable that she did it. She committed the murder. It don't take but reasonable doubt. She did it. The shoe was in her bedroom. I just took her out the house for Jen. And just, I mean, it's terrible. I don't want to see the guy get away with anything, right? I'd like to see both of them in prison, to be honest. But this whole pointing the finger shit at each other, it's what they did with Kaylin, Adam Montgomery. They pointed the finger at each other. Adam went away. She walked. Stephen Stearns, Jen Soto, they're going to point the fingers at him. Stearns is gone. She's going to walk. We got Daniel. We got Malaya pointing the fingers at each other. They might both walk. You see what I'm saying? They may never even be prosecuted. You need to hire your son a lawyer. Yes, she said that, right? And now, so many people come in this room all the time and say they think Jen Soto unalived Maddie Soto. A lot of times people say that. And it's been so long since we covered this case. I don't want people to forget what happened. This is brutal. This is absolutely horrible. I mean, I don't forget. Like things like this, I don't forget. Right? I've been waiting. I've been patiently waiting at counting down the days to both of these people, Brian Kohlberger and Stephen Stearns. Brian Kohlberger, we know the results of that. And I'm glad that happened the way it happened. Right? I wish he'd have got the death penalty. I honestly do. But instead of to avoid the media circus, they let them live. I don't know if that's always the best thing, you know. We don't want it to turn into a big media circus and it'd be crazy outside the courthouse, cost the state millions of dollars. So we let a monster live. There should be a level to it. Like, you want to live one person, maybe, you know, cut somebody a deal. But when you brutally murder 4 people in their sleep, there should never be a deal. Like, why do we deal with monsters? Why do we give these people even a chance? They didn't give their victims a chance. Did they wake them up and be like, hey, let's make a deal? No, there was no deals for them 3 girls that lost their life or Ethan. There was nothing. They were just brutally attacked and killed. They wasn't offered a chance, you know, run, you know, there would, and if I catch you, you die. They wasn't offered that. No, they were stabbed in their sleep. Right. And I'm an eye for an eye kind of person. And everybody always screams prison justice, prison justice, prison justice. How often do we see prison justice? Okay. All these monsters are still sitting in prison, still alive. Okay. Serial killers sat in prison for 20 years. Nobody ever killed them. Nobody ever did nothing to them. People that brutally murdered babies are sitting in prison right now. Ain't nothing happened. Look, Leilani, healthy as can be. She getting fat. Where's this prison justice so many people speak about? Because I damn sure don't see it. I don't see it. We get one prison justice, Jeffrey Dahmer, got beat with a broomstick. That don't make up for every other killer, every other baby child herder. Right? One person gets beat with a broomstick and instantly prison. Everybody goes to prison justice. Oh, prison justice gets them. Well, damn, what is that? 1 in a million people get prison justice? People are living their best lives in prison, eating 3 meals, watching cable TV, Jelly Rolls performing in concerts for them. That ain't punishment. Okay? That ain't punishment. That shit is horrible to even think that society is that. You can come in here and kill me, sit in a jail cell, get a job, eat good, and go watch Jelly Roll. Okay? Is that justice? That ain't justice. America, we too soft. I mean, we just too soft on crime. Like, you do something that horrible, you should be treated like the monster that you are. I can understand low-level offenders. You know, we got to bring back into society. You know, treat them like human beings. But we should treat monsters like monsters. There's a difference when somebody selling drugs or robs a store than somebody that a shoplifter than there is somebody that murders, rapes, does things like this. The worst crimes you can do. We house those people together. Together. You in jail, you together. You in there with murders, rapists, right beside you. No, it should be different treatment depending on what crime you committed in this world. We don't treat. That's like I'm saying. You cannot pay your child support, go to jail, be sleeping next to a rapist. What kind of shit is that? Right? These people don't deserve to be around humanity. They don't deserve to be around criminals. These monsters, there's a difference between a criminal and a monster. A criminal can be rehabilitated. We can say, look, stop stealing things, stop selling drugs, stop beating on your baby mama. Right? You can't do that with these people. There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back for that. So why should we be treating you like you're going to be out in society again one day? Oh no, lock you under the jail. Your rights are gone, just like the people that you violated. Dolly law, right? Dolly law should be in effect everywhere. It's horrible to think that we don't value life. Well, society don't. Our court systems don't value life. My life is worth damn near nothing. Nothing. And so is yours. I believe my life is worth way more than that. And I believe your life is worth way more than that. I don't know who keeps doing away with the death penalty, but I like the baby just grab you and just shake the shit out of you till you get, what is it, shaken baby syndrome. I can't believe it. I mean, it just, if you don't do something about crime and you don't let the world see it, all right, there's going to be more of it. You think in countries where you steal, they chop your hands off? You don't see a whole lot of handless people. No, because people will stop stealing. Be like, man, I ain't getting my damn hand chopped off. You done lost your mind, right? And there's a reason, because the punishment's so brutal that people are like, oh, hell no. Right? You started castrating people that were doing these hateful crimes to women and stuff. You wouldn't have that shit happening. It wouldn't be going on. Right? Murderers, you want to murder somebody, we take you out and tar and feather your ass and leave you for dead. You ain't doing that anymore. It's going to stop almost instantly. Not much crime in Dubai. Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I was watching Bryce Mitchell, and he was in Abu Dhabi, right? And, you know, he's a UFC fighter, and he said that in Abu Dhabi, changing rooms are not changing rooms. That's what he said. He basically said he took a shower, came out naked into the changing room to put his clothes on, and there was like 5 or 6 people from Dubai in there in their full, you know, chic outfits, and they got pretty mad and was trying to fight him over him being naked in the changing room. Right now, cultures are different, just totally different, because, you know, I took MMA. There's a lot of, you go in a locker room, there's a lot of female locker room, there's naked women walking around. The dudes locker room, there's naked dudes. Everybody has the same parts. Nobody's worried about it. They're doing their business, changing clothes, getting clean, washing their ass, basically. But apparently that ain't what you do there. And these people tried to attack them because they were forced to see another naked man, and that's kind of not in their culture, right? They're more private about changing. Here in America, we ain't. You go to the gym, there may be 30 people in the locker room, all changing clothes, taking showers, doing whatever they do. It ain't a big deal. We grew up, especially with a lot of sports teams and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, culture's different in different places. Like, there's places still that you can stone your wife to death, right? Which seems insane. But I was watching a story the other day on Court TV.
Dolly, I am a survivor of every known abuse there is, so I want to give a small token of love to say thank you and PJ for keeping faith and humanity alive for those that have no voice. I love everyone in this room.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm glad you made it through it. You know, listen, what's that? How's that song? What don't kill you only makes you stronger. I mean, I think that is true. It sucks that people have to go through those things to get that strength. But once you've been there, you know, once you've made it through it, you basically know at that point that you can survive anything. You know, you done been through all the hard times, everything, you know, it sucks to, you know, like I said, to get that type of strength or it could be a superpower. You had to go through such misery and that type of abuse to get the strength that you get. And think about it like this. A lot of people don't make it through that abuse, right? They end up doing something bad to themselves, or somebody else does something bad to them. And it's hard to get through it and not to pass that on and to continue to abuse other people. That's the bad problem. A lot of people that are abused or hurt, they tend to turn that into anger and they take it out on other people. And at some point, it's almost a vicious cycle, and that cycle has to be broken. And it's the people that make it through it and that don't continue to perpetuate it is the only chance of ever really breaking those type of vicious cycles. So I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad you're here with us. And it takes a strong person, right? Nobody deserves to be abused. Nobody. Not these kids, not no adults, no, not homeless people, not drug addicts. Nobody deserves to be abused. Nobody, unless you're a monster. Then I feel like we can abuse you, right? I do. Like I don't think you should have so many privileges. I don't think you should have so many rights, because when you take somebody else's, I believe yours should be taken from you. When you strip somebody of their life, your life should be stripped from you. You should be treated like nothing because you don't exist anymore. And I know I sound like the poster child for capital punishment, but I truly believe that. And I wouldn't have no problem at all pulling the switch on you. I wouldn't feel bad about it. I actually would feel good about it. I would. I'd feel like, hey, we just rid the world of one less monster. You see, I'm traveling to go watch Stephen Stearns cry, because I know he's going to cry. I know it's coming. I'm waiting for the tears, and them tears are for him. They're for him. So when I watch him cry, at one point in my mind, I'm never going to think that one of them tears are from Maddie Soto. Never. Won't even cross my mind. I'll be like, dude's crying for himself. Ha ha, that's what you get. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. And I know it's in a week. I'm ready to celebrate it already, because I know what's coming for him. I know what's coming for him. You done after around in Florida too. You're going to pay the price. You're going to pay the price with your life. And if I live long enough, I'll be at his execution. Okay? I'm that type of dude. I'll go. I'll show up like it's a Motley Crue show. Dress for the occasion. Like, when people get out there, I remember I couldn't understand when they used to execute people and people would cheer. I didn't get it. I was young. I was like, why would you cheer when they're killing somebody? Yeah, I just didn't understand. Once you get a little older and a little more compassionate about human life, you start to get it. No wonder these people are cheering. No wonder they're celebrating. Because, I've always believed that you don't wish jail or death on anybody. Whoever came up with that needs a shit slap. But yes, you do. Okay? Yes, you do. Maybe they never dealt with anybody like we're dealing with today in this time. Yes, you got to wish jail and death on some people. It's bad to say that, but listen, it's the best thing for humanity, for the human race, is to get these people up out of here. You do something so horrible that there's no way God can even forgive you. And we got to feed you, house you. We can't even feed and house the homeless, but we can feed and house complete monsters while we got vets sleeping on the street. No, that bed right there that you're sleeping in, we could have a homeless shelter. That prison could turn into a homeless shelter. Let's get rid of all of you. All of you. And then to let people sleep in there and don't lock the doors. Let them leave and come as they want. You need a place to sleep. There you go. There's a room. They got a toilet, a sink. We even bring you a tray. I'd much rather go to those people. I'd much rather feed the homeless. I'd much rather feed somebody that's down on their luck than somebody that done killed 15 people. I mean, look at all the prisons that are full of murderers. Look at all of them. How many homeless people could we house in those buildings, in those facilities? How many homeless people could we feed? By just doing what we're supposed to do anyway. Get rid of your ass. They always tell you get bad people away from you. Well, we can't send you to another planet. All right. But we can send you to another realm. That's what I say. We're going to say, look, I hope you prayed while you were here, because if I ever take over, you're going to meet Jesus. All right. You better hope Dolly don't ever become president, because day one, okay, who's on death row? line them up because we knocking some people out today, right? And I'm telling you now, day one of Dolly's presidency, everybody on death row, they would go meet their maker. Day one, we clearing some space. All right, there's some homeless people that need a place to sleep. And here's the thing, I seen something that made perfectly good sense the other day. Alligator Alcatraz. All right. They built a facility to house 7,000 people, or like 10,000 people, feed 10,000 people in 7 days. In 7 days, they erected this facility. In 7 days. For what? For criminals, right? For criminals. We got people that can't afford to pay rent. We got people that get disability, and disability is not enough to pay their rent, and they're living on the street in tents. But we can house criminals and pay to feed criminals and pay to all these people. Most of them ain't supposed to be here, but we can't take care of our own people. The system is broken. The system is absolutely broken. All right, phone lines. I had to rant. That one got me. And I don't want to go political, but we need to take care of our own people and stop taking care of bad people. It should not America first, good people first, is what I say. Okay. That's what I'm running on for presidency coming up. Vote for Dolly. Okay. Vote for Dolly. We're going to fix some shit. All right. Dolly.
Preach it, brother, preach it.
I do. Sometimes I get on my rants, hit them hard.
You know how I feel about it.
Get them out of here. I mean, I know. I mean, any good person would think that, you know, like, hey, listen, we ain't got room for bad people.
All I say, get a rope.
Well, I don't know if we could do that. That's a little barbaric.
Yeah, get a rope. If you got a rope, done it in public, and let people see what happened to you when you hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Say, stop it.
Yeah. I think we need to bring back public stuff. I want to say, well, YouTube's a little funny about what you say here. So, but yeah, I think if people got to see the punishments, there'd be less of it. You'd be like, oh no, I don't want to lose a hand, or I don't want to lose my life by hurting somebody or doing anything. And we would live in a better world.
And if you were done without a shadow of a doubt, I mean, that time you're talking about a Brian Coburn pled guilty to unlawful poor people. Goodbye.
Yeah, I agree. They made a deal with him.
Forget life. Forget life. We don't need you in there for life. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's what I said. Look, we got all these homeless people in the country. We got prisons are popping up everywhere, but you know what ain't? Homeless shelters.
You're right. I mean, just like up there in New York, they can fill them motel rooms up, feed them people, free, give them a credit card, cell phone. But you ain't seen the first homeless person get in there, have you?
No, that's what's sad. I mean, I know there is help for some homeless people. There's some outreach programs. There's some things, but it just ain't enough. You're putting more into other things than we do our own people. And I think it should be good people first. And I know some people say American first, but I'm not trying to make it about politics. I'm trying to make it about just being good human beings. Let's take care of our own people first, and then we help others. You know,
when they have a natural disaster over somewhere, overseas, stuff like that, we send a whole bunch of stuff over there to help them.
Yeah.
How many foreign countries have you send anything over here to help the flood victims of Texas and up in New York and all them other places? How many foreign countries send anything over here?
That I don't know. That I truly I don't see it. You know,
you don't see none of them. But if they have a big earthquake somewhere else, we send a whole bunch of stuff over there.
Yeah.
Money, food.
Well, if,
And these
if,
people,
if
these
China sent
people,
us anything, it would just break.
but I'm telling you, they're cutting out welfare, food stamps. A lot of people, and a lot of people screaming, but the free ride's over.
Yeah, it's
That's what they're saying. The free ride is over.
yeah.
Think about it. These people been on this thing for 9, 10 years, got 7, 8 kids, and they're living off the government. They work for the government, is what they say.
Yeah, I mean,
My daughter had a kid. My daughter had a kid that come into school and asked her what their parents did for a living. She said, work for the government.
work for the
She
government.
draw Section 8 welfare and food stamps.
Yeah, well, I think that should be for people that really need it. You know, I think there's people that need assistance, and there's nothing wrong with assisting people, of course. People need it. Sometimes.
But after 9 years, you should get on your feet.
Well,
It shouldn't be a handout.
I
It should be a hand up.
I was watching stuff about bankers. They were talking about the price of child care, price of housing, and the price of average and at a decent job, right? And still people are behind because it's everything. Inflation is crazy terrible. So, I mean, we need to come to a happy medium where prices go back down and you can work. You know, back in the day, you could work one job like you did, okay, and provide for your whole family.
Yep.
Have retirement, you go golf, right? You can't do that today, Doug. You can't do that. Both families have to work. The mother has to work. The father has to work. Kids are growing up on PlayStation and the internet, and they are crazy terrible, right? Because we don't have the same structure that we used to have. One person can't make it today on their own, like you could.
But kids nowadays, if you're not of the age of 18, you should not be allowed on the internet. You should not have no device that can get you on the internet.
I mean, I can see some people that would agree with that, you know, about the internet stuff. Now, as far as, you know, social assistance, when society's so bad that people can't keep up, then yeah, of course, there's going to be a lot of people that on government assistance.
But these women on that's been on it for 10 years.
Yeah, that's what makes it bad for the people that really need help.
And they brag about it.
Yeah, I mean,
and they brag about it.
There's just like anything, there's going to be people that abuse it, you know, and there is a lot of people that abuse it. But there's also a lot of people out there that would be dead or living in a tent too if they didn't have it.
Now, if these people had to work, and then they got a little bit of assistance too.
I mean, there could be.
They could spread that. They could spread that assistance around to these low income people. These middle class people could get food stamps too. That both parents have to work.
But there's the problem with this in our country is we have so many people with mental illness that's not physical. They can walk and talk and do everything right, but they have mental health problems and they can't hold a job. Okay, they just whatever it is, they cannot hold a job. So even if you gave them a job, they would get in it and then F it up, right? Like, and you would say, well, it's their fault, but you got to fix, there's underlying problems that create the situation. We need to do a better job on our mental health system in our country. I've always said that everybody's fucking crazy. Everybody.
And they don't care. People, they don't care.
But what do? Do you let a person starve to death because they got some mental illness?
Well, you give them a job, it ain't very hard. See, they pay people now and take these people and they pick up trash on the side of the highway.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. There's companies that get paid to hire handicapped people too. They get paid off their taxes. They get tax cuts to hire people with disabilities and different things to give people opportunities, because these people, we don't want people to starve to death. We want, you know, the system try to build to if you do good, it'll lift you up. But if you can't do good, it'll bring you straight to the bottom.
But I mean, that's when you get help. But they able-bodied people out there that don't work, and they sit in their Section 8 food stamp,
I
welfare,
know.
and got 7, 8 kids at
I
home.
agree. Some people abuse it. Some people abuse it. Some
And they
people
work,
need
and
it.
they're able-bodied.
Yeah.
And that's what he's fixing to do. If you're able to work to get your food stamp, you can go to work 40 hours a week, and you can get a check, and we can cut your food stamp down and give it to another family that's working.
What it is,
and let them have it.
They have to find a happy medium, you know, and that's the important thing, because in anything there's going to be people, you're right, Doug, that completely abuse the system, and it takes away from it, and the people that need help can't get help because there's people abusing it. So I don't want to go too political, but I appreciate you calling in, Doug.
All right, you have a safe trip in Florida. I got my dolly fixed for the day.
All right, buddy. Peace.
And I did play golf.
Oh, see? All right, peace.
Later.
See, back in the day, hold on, I want to discuss this a minute. Back in the day, you could take care of your family off of one job, and you just can't do that anymore. Listen, we always need to help our brothers and sisters, right? There are people that abuse it, that don't need the help, and they make it hard for people that do. I don't want to see anybody struggle. I don't want to see anybody go to bed hungry, and I at least want you to have somewhere to lay your head. Okay? I ain't saying you got to have a mansion. Of course, if you work hard and do the right things, you're going to have better things. But even if you was to do nothing in the society we live in with so much and everything so abundant, you should at least have that, the basic necessities. Okay? You shouldn't be sleeping under a bridge. And I know what people say. Well, some of these people are drug addicts and this is what they brought on themselves. There is people in those situations because of that. But there's a lot of people in situations just because they can't keep up. They can't afford to keep up. I mean, everybody knows here, even if you got money, right? Even if you got money, you know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard on me. I don't know about you guys. So when I hear people say, listen, shit, I've been in situations where I've needed help. Okay, like, and I work my ass off my whole life, and it's still hard to keep up. Right. So I feel people's pain. I've been in situations where I could reach in my pocket and pull out thousands of dollars. And I've been in situations where I could reach in my pocket and pull out 2 nickels. So I understand both sides of it, you know. And if you ain't never been in a situation where you reach in your pocket and there ain't nothing but pocket lint, you may not understand it. You have to be there. And I always believe, this is why I'm so kind to homeless people, because I've always believed I could have been one wrong move from being one of these people. You zigged when you should have zagged. That's why my intro says, when the world zigs, zag. You just one mistake or 2 mistakes from possibly that being you. I watched a dude, matter of fact, he made $100 million last year. You ever seen that TikTok video where the dude runs up to really nice cars and he asks the people what they do for a living? And the guy is a billionaire, and he says, you know, I was never good in school. You know, I made a lot of mistakes. And but when it came to money, I was lucky. Okay, I was lucky. He said, because a few different decisions that I made could have put me in a different place in this world. He said, so your life hinges on a few decisions, and you pray and you hope that you're lucky that you make the right ones, because if you don't, you never know. And you know, everything, he was one of those, everything happens for a reason. You know, put you're in the right place at the right time. Kind of the moon and stars got to align, and that life is a lot of luck. You know, hope and pray that you're fucking lucky. And I'm like, the dude is right? Just a few bad decisions. And let's be honest, nobody makes the perfect decisions every time. This is Dolly motivational speaking right here, you know. So try to make the best decisions that you can and really think about the decisions before you make it. Because like he said, your life hinges on just a few different decisions that you make. And that's what's one of the good things to take away from it. Like there's people out here that work their ass off their whole lives and still end up with nothing because they made bad decisions. May have made bad investments, put their money in the hands of the wrong people. And next thing you know, they end up at retirement age with nothing. How many stories have you heard of investors ripping people off of millions of dollars and people have not been able to retire because their whole life savings were stolen from them? All they did was make a bad decision. That's it. One bad decision. So try to make the best decisions you humanly can is basically his advice, you know. And I do believe the American dream is real. You get out here and work hard, be a good person, do the right things, and good things will come to you. And, you know, and some people are just never happy, right? Like there's a certain level in life that as long as I have a roof over my head, something to eat, you know, the basic necessities, Netflix, I'm a pretty happy guy. I don't need a Lamborghini. Okay. I don't need a private jet. I don't need none of that shit. Nobody does. Them are wants. You want that. You want that. But do you need that? No. You need 3 hots and a cot and you will be fine. Right. But so many people want more and more and more. And usually the people that want more and more and more are never happy. Never happy people. That's why you see people that are rich and famous always unaliving themselves. And it's true. Money can't buy you happiness. You got to make yourself happy. There's people out here with way less than me that are probably way more happy than me. And if anything, I need to learn from those people that have less to be a humble person and be thankful for every little bit I do got, right? And that's the importance of being a good person and putting that good out into the universe. So when you get in your nice Lexus, you know, did you really need a Lexus? Could you have got around in a Toyota? You could have, all right? But Lexuses seem to back over people better, okay? Just remember that, Karen Reed. a little true crime joke in there, just a little true crime joke. All right, guys, I got to get ready to go. I got to go help my daughter move a Pearson station from one store to another store. I don't know why the store don't do it. Why I got to do it, right? But I got to do some work for my daughter today. You know, father's job is never done. So I got to go to, I can't tell y'all where, but I got to go do some moving of some stuff, okay? No, money does not make you happy, but money will stop you from getting bit by bed bugs, okay? So if you got a couple extra bucks, hit up my link, all right? It won't buy you happiness, but it'll buy you a few less bed bug bites, okay? Let me tell you. So hit that link if you got a few extra bucks and you can help Dolly, because it goes to my hotel fund for when I stay in Florida. The more I raise, the better my hotel room will be. Okay, and I want a soft pillow, guys. I want a soft pillow. I don't want much, but a soft pillow would be nice. No bed bugs. Okay, no bed bugs and a soft pillow, and I'm good. All right. I mean, and do I need that? No, I could take the bed bug bites. Do I want that? Yes. Okay, so it's a want, not a need. I'm going to survive either way. But help a brother out. I don't want to get bit by bed bugs. All right. And I'll see you guys later tonight. Be safe. And just remember, if nobody else does, y'all all my brothers and sisters, Dolly loves you. All right. Peace.